What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Why? Why am I back here once again talking about ridiculous things that Donald Trump has said within 24 hours of the last series of ridiculous things that Donald Trump said? Again, I'm very, very confused. I feel like Joe Biden and Donald Trump are in a race to see who can blow this election quicker. We saw Biden come out yesterday. He made a speech in front of some weird-looking bars in some type of industrial complex. I think he said it was at Carnegie Mellon. I don't know. He's at some university in the boiler room making a speech, cringy. Then Trump comes out. He just had to respond just because he didn't want Joe Biden to one-up him. He should have just observed the message. There was nothing to respond to. He chose to, and again, lack of substance there. And then I guess last night, President Trump was interviewed by Laura Ingraham, and he just continued to just be the gift that keeps giving. With I don't even know why he said what he said, but I'm going to play you the clip. Sorry, you can probably hear the rain tapping. It's super stormy outside right now, but President Trump speaking to Laura Ingraham. I will be pausing this video, by the way, so let's get this thing going. Oh, wait, let me give you a screen you can't see. There we go.
It's more dangerous to be a police officer today, do you not think, than it has been in
The police
a long time?
are under siege because of things. They can do 10,000 great acts, which is what they do, and one bad apple or a choker.
Okay, so I just want to stop it right there because first we've been talking a lot about police reform lately, and I want to start this video off by talking about BLS statistics. I want to frame this because this is the argument, right? The argument is police work is extremely dangerous. Therefore, we need to protect police officers. We need to grant them qualified immunity. So if there is a situation while they're doing their job, they are protected from liability. This is the question where why do they act so swiftly? They don't want to engage with suspects. So let's just clarify that, right? How dangerous is police work? It is one of the more dangerous jobs, but it's definitely not one of the most dangerous jobs. So police and sheriff's patrol officers suffered a 13.7 related fatalities per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers in 2018 compared to 3.5 with the U.S. workforce as a whole. So yes, again, it's on the more dangerous side. However, when you compare that to one of the let me show you let's just show you the list. Let's show you the list. So where does that fall? What other jobs are we talking about? We're talking about logging workers. We're talking about fishers and related fishing work, aircraft pilots and flight engineers, roofers, refuse, recyclable material collectors, drivers, truck drivers, farmers, ranchers, and other managers, structural iron and steel workers, construction trades and extraction supervisors, landscaping and groundskeeping work, electrical power line installers and repairs, grounds maintenance, miscellaneous agricultural workers, helpers, construction trades, supervisors of mechanics and repairs, and then just below all of those, police and sheriff's patrol officers. So again, it's one of the more dangerous jobs, but it's definitely not one of the most dangerous jobs. And I'm just putting that in perspective because none of these other jobs have the protections that police officers do. And these other jobs are also not dealing directly with, essentially criminals. So dangerous, yes, but in proper context, not the same. And then when Laura Ingraham is asking, or she's suggesting that it's one of the this is one of the more dangerous times for police officers, I don't think she's just talking about more dangerous in that they're worried about being attacked by citizens. I think what she's talking about is the perception of law enforcement has changed significantly, but they are still viewed rather favorably. They're in line with like military. People think of military, they're like, okay, yeah, the military, those are Americans, they represent us. Police still have that perception, even though their reputation has been tarnished by all this footage that has come out. they're still viewed relatively favorably. So when she says police work is more dangerous, I believe that is more what she's referring to, the reputation that they're under siege, that people are pulling out cameras to watch police officers to see if they're actually following the orders. Not it's become more dangerous because now all of a sudden they're under attack. But let me go back to the beginning so you can hear the full question.
It's more dangerous to be a police officer today, do you not think, than it has been in
The police
a long time?
are under siege because of things. They can do 10,000 great acts, which is what they do, and one bad apple or a choker. A choker. They choke. Shooting the guy, shooting the guy in the back many times. I mean, couldn't you have done something different? Couldn't you have wrestled?
Okay, first of all, first time I've heard this at all, and this is all I'm asking for, President Trump. Why can't you just do this? Act like a human being. Now, of course, you're going to come back and play both sides because you can't just say something that might make somebody upset that is a supporter of you. But I don't think they'd be that upset by this. But yeah, they do 10,000 things right, and something bad happens. I totally agree. Police officers do a lot of work that you don't get credit for, but that's your job. You know what I mean? And when he talks about people who are bad actors, you're right. That's completely different. But that's not the real issue. The real issue is not officers who are dirty cops and things like that. No. The issue is the officers who are doing their job based on the training that they've received, who are following the policies and procedures laid out before them, but the public perceive those things as inhumane. The public feel like their rights have been violated, and then they can't seek any type of justice against police officers because it's almost impossible to actually obtain unless that officer is being malicious. So that's the issue. The issue is that the officers are following their orders. Every time you see one of these body cam footage or citizen video where somebody is filming, the person knows what's about to happen because we know what police procedure is. We know that if they say stop resisting, you about to get body slammed, you might get choked out, you might get tased. We already know that. And the officers are not doing anything criminal. They're just not treating, citizens like people. And that's the problem. We need to change that. I'm not trying to call someone a criminal for following. Because I don't call, when I look at executives who are hoarding money and doing things that are the best interests of shareholders, that's just their job. So why don't we change the job? Because as long as the job is that, then they're just going to keep doing it. I can't ask them to treat people over, to look out for the interests of people over profit when that's what they're paid to do. Oh, why can't I get to my second screen? Jeez.
And in the meantime, he might have been going for a weapon, and there's a whole big thing there. But they choke, just like in a golf tournament. They miss a 3-foot.
You're not comparing it to golf because, of course, that's what the media.
I'm saying people choke.
People panic.
Choke,
yeah.
And people are bad people. You have both. You have some bad people, and they choke. You could be a police officer for 15 years, and all of a sudden you're confronted. You've got a quarter of a second to make a decision. If you don't make the decision and you're wrong, you're dead. People choke under those circumstances, and they make a bad decision. I've seen bad decisions of people that it looked bad, but probably it was a choke. But you also have bad police, but you also, not only the vast majority, thousands and thousands of great acts and one bad one, and you make the evening news for weeks.
I know you reached out to Jacob Blake's mom, and she said on camera she was sorry she missed the call. She respects the office of the presidency, and I think she would like to talk to you. Have you tried to talk to her again, and would you talk to her again?
The call is being made, as I understand it. Yes.
Fantastic.
So that's where we are. I'll probably be back with more segments on this because he said a lot. Again, he called it choking. I know she tried to save him. Okay. She tried to say, listen, you don't really want to make the comparison of shooting somebody 7 times as choking. They're not, this is not golf. But he reacts, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate because he started to show a little bit of compassion for a moment, saying, okay, well, maybe 7 times a little bit much. But of course, he wants to make sure he's hedging things and saying, well, if that's what they're supposed to do, if the guy was possibly reaching for something. And again, I get look at the tape. He reached for something. I understand why what happened happened. I'm not going to question that. But what I will question is, why is that the procedure? Why isn't there a better way? Surely in 2020, we can find some other means to subdue people, so that at least the officers aren't putting themselves in that situation at all. Like, let's just avoid that, so we don't have to we don't have to worry about suing officers. We don't have to worry about checking body cam footage. Like, let's just remove that entirely. Let's find some better way. Surely there has to be a better way. And I would hope that we would start looking to find out what that is, instead of just having conversations about what that person did, or if it looked like this, or let's check out their past. Like, let's not do that. Let's find something that makes sense, because again, this stuff, the highlight, the headline is always unarmed black man, but these things are happening all over the country, and it's not just to black people. It's happening to white people. It's happening to white women. It's happening to tall people. It's happening to everybody. The news just doesn't choose to focus on those headlines, but it's no doubt happening all across this country. People's rights are being violated. People are being unintentionally shot at. Their property is being damaged, and you have no recourse against police officers in our current system. So I think something needs to be changed. And I just really wish that we could, again, reframe these arguments so that we're talking about changing the system. We're reforming what police work actually is, instead of simply saying whether or not someone followed the letter of the law, because in many times they actually did. I think it's just the procedures, the laws, that are the problem. So again, with that said, I'm going to get out of here. There's a bunch of segments I'm going to be pulling from this, and it's raining, so I'm probably going to be out here. So I'm going to try to keep this video short. Thank you guys for coming through. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next